Hello, everyone. Welcome to the penultimate episode of this season of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind, chapter 164, Unlikable Me. You see what I did there? You maybe didn't, because I'm trying to reference Despicable Me, because didn't the new one come out recently? I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. Anyways, my drink today is another one of those incredibly radioactive instant drinks. It's cherry, like I think I had last time too. Tastes like cherry instant drink. Again, these are incredibly potent. I don't know what is in them, but whatever is in them, it's not natural. Um, anyways, as usual, we talk about the week that I've had. I've been editing a lot, and that is not good because I hate editing. But at the same time, I have this dread, this fear that maybe I will not be able to finish editing in time because there is still quite a lot left, and at the same time, I still need to film stuff and I need to make stuff. And I have other stuff that I need to do. So I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety, more than a little bit. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. And then some other stuff happened this week, which I'm not going to talk about. Again, I know this show is basically me oversharing everything, but there are some things I'd rather not share. In short, last night we went to therapy again. I've been going for like 3 sessions. The last one was the third one. And this is where the term unlikable me comes because we're doing like core beliefs and stuff like that. And apparently, my core belief is that I am unlikable. So everything I do is out of a desire to be likable or trying to escape the fact that I am unlikable, which is, incredibly true to an extent. Not to an extent, it is true. The past week, I've had some incredible lousy moments. I've tried to talk to friends and I've felt, oh, they've ignored me. I've tried to talk to other people and felt like, oh, they just don't enjoy talking to me. And when I edit myself for a long time, I start to kind of hate myself in a sense because I realize, oh, you ramble on too much, you don't talk well, you make mistakes when you're speaking in English. I mean, granted, most of this stuff were filmed a year ago. I am much better now than I was a year ago. Every year I'm improving as a speaker. So, of course, it's going to be bad when I'm looking at it a year from now, but at the same time, it's still in the video. Like, I misgender people a lot because I keep forgetting his and her. Not deliberately, that's the problem. Like, I was watching myself talk about High Society, the Grace Kelly movie, and I kept saying his husband while referring to Tracy Lord, who at the very least identifies as a female. It's Grace Kelly. So yeah, there is that. And then there is other small insecurities, like the fact that I haven't seen a movie for a long time. I've tried to watch Philadelphia Story for the last 2 days. I've seen it before. I've tried to rewatch it. I said, well, at the very least, I can make an add-on from it for the video because High Society is a musical remake of Philadelphia Story. But it's been so hard because, again, older movie, slower rhythm. Cary Grant is a fucking bore. I hate how much Cary Grant was in everything back in the day. I don't like him. I don't think he was a good actor. I don't think he was even very charismatic. I know he was good looking, but you put him next to James Stewart and you kind of understand how boring Cary Grant is. And it's taken me quite a while, and at the same time I'm feeling, oh, I haven't seen a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see. And as I'm making this video, I feel like, oh, when I'm done this, I'm gonna have to jump on the Dracula video. And then it hits. My core belief, the unlikable me, says, why am I making all of this? What's the reason? What's the reason behind making all of this? Does it really matter? Truth is, I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know if it does matter or not. I want to say it does. I want to say that, oh, no, this matters because I'm creating stuff and I'm doing something that I like. And that is true to an extent. Sorry, I breathed into the microphone. This is not the way to get new audiences. TikTok is. I'm not gonna go on TikTok though. YouTube has a very old algorithm, and a lot of people who are established, especially video essayists, reviewers, and people like that, have been doing it for a long time. So they've had the good luck of being being exposed to earlier algorithms, and audiences already know them. So when I'm working on all of this, I'm constantly reminded of two videos. One is the Cadicus, how I make a video, in which he says, be careful because the amount of work you put in will not be the same as the amount of the work you get rewarded for. Basically, the work you put in will not be reflected in your views, your fans, or anything. Like it's not a direct correlation, which is true. Because at the same time, I think I've worked more on We Didn't Start the Fire than I did on Sir Gawain, but Sir Gawain got a lot more views than We Didn't Start the Fire probably will ever get. And the other video that I think about is the Super Eye Patch Wolves. I don't know what to call it. Wasn't about making videos, it was about YouTube gurus, but at the same time, it was about making videos, in which it says that if you're not having fun while making the video, it will crush you because, of course, honestly, I do like making videos. I've talked about it probably before in the last season as well, or earlier seasons. I do like it. I do like it a lot. By the way, both of those videos are going to be put in the description. I'm actually going to write them in my notes to put them in the description to read. I do enjoy making videos. I do, but at the same time, I can't help but think how much of that is me trying to run away from unlikable me, because if I can get an audience to like what I say, oh, then it didn't matter that my friend basically blew me off. It didn't matter that my parents didn't like me. They do. They didn't pay attention to me, basically. All of the traumas that I've had so far will be worthwhile because I managed to make online people like me. And then I get a comment about how big my nails are, and I feel like, oh, I don't think online people are very kind. The reason I say that is because one of the most common comments I get is people saying, why are your nails long? And if you are any of those commenters are by any chance listening to this, it's because as a kid I used to watch Lion King, and Scar is the only one who had his nails long, and Scar was my favorite. So as a kid I used to keep my nails long for stupid childish reasons, but at the same time, I was developing a habit. So now, unless my nails are long, I feel odd. Like the skin at my fingertips is extremely sensitive nowadays. And so when it's my nails are short, I feel like I like have one of my fingers is like shorter than the others when that fingernail breaks or something. So yeah, that's the reason I've learned to use it. It's not actually that hard. It it is kind of useful at some times, and at the same time, I'm actually keeping them a little bit longer now because I want to do it for Dracula. I want them to be a little bit longer, but I usually don't keep them too long. But yeah, I do like making videos, as I was saying. Even the even though I feel like my editing style is incredibly flat and my camera work is stale. I just basically use one camera per section, which I'm trying to break up actually. Like I'm trying to think of other ways to do this and actually make like better videos. And I have quite a few ideas for the Dracula video. Like, oh, I'm gonna break this up into like smaller sections that I can film in different angles. I don't want it to be just me sitting behind a desk and talking, which most of it is going to be, but I want to at least break it up a little bit. So, sorry, I was miles away. I've been thinking of the video that I need to edit. And today I'm not going to edit it. Today I'm recording this at 9:30 a.m. on Friday. Cutting it a little bit too close for my own taste because I need to go out of the house today. And I have a gathering with friends, which I do need because it's the Unlikable Me again is at its highest degree of oh my god, sorry, it's at its highest power, so I do feel incredibly unlikable. Again, there are stuff that are out of my control. Like I'm sure the friend that I keep whining on about probably was just busy because there isn't any other indication that they hate me. I'm sure that all of the stuff that I keep telling myself are all exaggerations, are bad beliefs, are bad thoughts. And I know they don't rule my life. At least they shouldn't, even if they do. So yeah. But I don't want to overshare to an extent that to make people uncomfortable. I feel like I already do that. I say things that are in my head and maybe I shouldn't always. One of the things one of my friends said is that I wish you hadn't said that. I said I kind of needed to because otherwise I wouldn't be me. And I tell people, like I tell them if I think they've hurt me, if I think they've been unfair, if like I tell people all of this stuff. And I live in a country whose culture is based upon not saying what is on your mind. Like literally, we have literary devices, we have a history of literature filled with people not saying what is on their mind. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little sociological. Okay, the Iranian culture, because if you don't know, I'm Iranian, is incredibly fraught with irony and passive aggressive remarks. Like, not even in everyday life, but in 1,000-year-old literature. There is always a sense that you shouldn't say what is actually on your mind or what you actually believe. There is always going to be an insincerity there. Part of it is, well, historical. Iran has always been conquerable. It's been conquered quite a few times by a few different people. Like even the origins of it is literally three tribes in the Persian land, and then one of them attacking the other two. So you've always been conquered. Then there is the Arab invasion, the Mongols invasion, then there is the Afghan invasion, then there is before all of that, the Macedonian invasion. Alexander the Great. There was wars with Romans. There is wars with Ottomans. Like there's always this is the land of everlasting conflict, and it's always been conquered a lot. So when you're conquered, you're usually basically get fucked in the culture realm. There are so many countries whose culture have completely disappeared after the invasion. Like the Arab invasion, which they got Iran and Egypt and quite a lot of Middle East, not just the Arabian Peninsula. And the Egyptian culture was forever changed by the Arabic invasion, but there is a lot of early, like pre-Islamic invasion cultural icons and cultural customs still happening in Iran. And that's true for the Mongolian invasion, which forever changed the northern Iran, like Turkmenistan and even Turkey. Like that changed quite a lot. But still, even though Iran was completely conquered, it managed to keep the cultures. In many senses, we even fucked them up because Mongols became Muslims because they invaded Iran. And it's the very part of that is you have to learn to hide yourself cleverly. Basically, if you say what is your intention, if you are very direct, you will be wiped out. But if you're sly and you're hiding what you actually mean, you have a higher degree of survival. And that's the reason the Iranian culture has survived, by being insincere. Because sincerity, especially in medieval times, especially in times of war, especially when you're conquered, is your doom. You can't tell if everyone tells the conquering king that I think you suck, they're gonna kill you. But if you tell them I think you're great, but at the same time mean that I think you suck, you at the same time said what you wanted to say and hidden it well. So yeah, that's part of the issue, kind of. So for this culture that has for thousands of years to be this insincere, someone like me who is overtly blunt and sincere is going to feel pushback. A lot of it. I am sincere to a fault. To the point that I think people don't believe me because they feel like nobody can be that sincere. So when I tell people I miss them, they make fun of me. Because they're like, no, you didn't. Nobody misses anyone. I'm like, no, I did. I genuinely did. So yeah, sorry, this one was a little bit rambly. But yeah, next week is the last episode of the season. And then after that, the hiatus, the special episode, and then season 12. I've been doing this for far too long. Hopefully, when season 12 starts, I have one video and I'm working on the next one. I actually wish I could make a tiny video as my episode 9 of The Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. I don't know. I just wish. If you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I guess I will see you all next week. Hopefully, less tired and less on edge as I am right now.